So most people who relocate after 50, they don't regret the move. They regret realizing after they arrive that they focused on the wrong things. Because relocating at this stage isn't about being bold, it's about being honest. Honest with yourself. Honest with your energy. Honest about what actually matters day to day. So if you're considering relocating to West Denver after 50, this probably isn't a spontaneous decision. You're not chasing a trend, you're not starting over, and you're definitely not trying to prove anything. Most people I talk to are moving for one of three reasons. A new or evolving job that finally gives them flexibility, a desire to be closer to loved ones with a lifestyle that still feels sustainable, or the realization that they want to actually experience Colorado living, not just visit once or twice a year. And underneath all of that is one quiet question. Will this move make my life easier, or is it going to make it more complicated? That's what actually matters. So today we're walking through how to relocate to West Denver after 50. We're not going to do this with a checklist, but with clarity. Because when this move is done, well, it doesn't feel disruptive. It feels clarifying. So here's the first thing that surprises most people. Relocating after 50 isn't about doing less. It's about doing things with less friction, less driving, less over-planning, less noise. West Denver supports an elevated, active lifestyle without demanding that you reinvent yourself. You don't have to ski every weekend. You don't have to become a trail runner. Then certainly no one's checking. What you get instead is options. You have easy access to Denver's museums, theater, concerts, and dining without having to live in the middle of it. You can go into a city for a show or a great dinner, and you can still come home to quieter streets, easier parking, and that pace that feels pretty sustainable. So let me ask you this. Do you want to visit culture when you want it? Or do you want to manage it every single day? That balance is a big reason West Denver works so well in this stage of life. This is where people often miscalculate. West Denver does not feel the same everywhere. And choosing the wrong community, even if the house is perfect, can quietly undermine why you moved. Some areas feel calmer and more established. Others feel more energetic and walkable. Some support strong daily routines, while others feel more weekend-oriented. So the goal isn't to pick the popular spot. It's to choose a place where your daily rhythm feels supported. So ask yourself, how do I want my mornings to feel? How much convenience do I want built into my week? Do I want energy or do I want ease? Now, there's no right or wrong answer, but there is a right fit. No one really talks about this part. When you move at this stage of life, you're not just changing your address, you're changing your role. You go from being the person who knows where everything is to the person who's still learning. And for accomplished professionals, that can feel a little uncomfortable. So if you find yourself thinking, why does this feel harder than I expected? That doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It just means you're in transition. Transition is certainly temporary. A lot of people wait for that perfect moment. Perfect job timing, perfect family timing, perfect market timing. And perfect rarely shows up. What matters more is whether this move supports your next decade, not just the next year. This move should support you, not rush you. At this stage, the best housing choices usually aren't about the size or the status. They're about ease of movement, functional layouts, maintenance expectations, and where the home sits within the community. Here's the part people don't expect. You don't necessarily need less space. You need better space. Space that works with your routines. Space that doesn't demand constant attention. Space that makes daily life feel easier. If housing is the most overwhelming part of the move, I have a separate video where I break down whether low maintenance homes in Colorado are actually worth it, or if they come with trade-offs that people don't anticipate. That decision alone can either simplify your life or quietly complicate it. Let's normalize this. The first few months might feel quiet or oddly busy, or emotionally flat. That doesn't mean the move didn't work. Confidence doesn't arrive immediately. Relief usually does. And over time, relief turns into belonging. And if this conversation resonates, there's another video on this channel about choosing the right West Denver community for your lifestyle. It pairs really well with what we talked about today. And if you'd like a grounded next step, download my Colorado relocation guide. And if you're ready to keep going, watch the next video in this playlist. Until then, remember, life is short. Live somewhere awesome and be well. We'll see you next time.